Welcome back to the channel, and today guys we are talking about the Super Aolong. This is a new release from MoYu. It's very hyped up, very excited about this cube. I've had it for a little while, a couple days, but we're going to open this up and do a review on it, and we're going to compare it to some other recent MoYu releases. Yeah, this cube is pretty solid. While I'm opening this up, you can see this box is a little weird. I'd like to suggest that you guys consider subscribing to the channel. I have a very ambitious goal of trying to reach 2,000 by the end of the year. I know, a little crazy, but you guys could help make that happen by just clicking that button. It's free. It really helps me out, and I appreciate it. So, we got the cube. Accessories box. We're going to talk about packaging, because you guys know how I feel about packaging. It seems like a bit much. This box is a little wild. I don't quite understand what the point of this box was, to be honest, but I mean, it's kind of cool, I suppose. But yeah, it comes in this bag, and then this actually comes inside of another cardboard box that I do not have anymore. So, and then the cube comes in another box. So there's like a box in a bag and a box in a box. Is a bit much. It seems a bit wasteful, but that's okay. Inside the accessories box, we have a spring conversion kit. I'm going to be very careful. I don't want to dump that out. We have a tool. And we have like a manual and some cards, all the basic stuff. But yes, it does come with a spring conversion kit, which is pretty cool. Not something you see all the time. This cube comes in 3 different versions. You have a 20 magnet ball core maglev for $69.99 with a, I assume, matte or glossy finish. Then you have 20 magnet ball core maglev UV at $79.99, and then you have a 20 magnet ball core maglev UV AI version at $134.99. So, a bit pricey. However, you can use code FATROCK at checkout to knock that price down a couple dollars and save yourself some money this holiday season. But let's get into the cube itself. So we're going to pull this out of the box. I'm a big fan of these boxes. They're sturdier, they're stronger, they're thicker. I love carrying my cubes around in these. Big fan of hard shell cases. So, I have this cube set up. We're going to do some turns. All right, so my first impression is it feels a lot to me like the V11, but with a tiny bit of Super Weilong mixed in there. So I actually have both of those cubes with me. We have a V11 and we have a Super Weilong that we are probably going to compare this to. But yeah, let's take a closer look at the Super Aolong first. So we'll pop a piece open. We'll pop a piece out. I'll also pop off a center cap too. I guess we'll do that first. It has your basic MoYu tensioning system that we've become very used to. Very easy to use, which I really enjoy. For reference, my settings happen to be 6 and 3. So do with that what you will. And I also have the adjustable magnets on 8. So let's try to get a piece out of here. Carefully pop a piece out. Okay, so we have a piece out, and then we'll get a corner as well. All right, so we have, of course, you have your 20 mag ball core in there, and then you have your edge piece and your corner piece. Looks pretty standard, and I see some similarities to both the V11 and the Super Weilong. So we're going to actually start pulling some pieces out of these cubes as well to kind of compare them, and I'm really hoping that we can get the GoPro to kind of focus a little bit, because last time I could not get that to happen. So we're going to get some pieces out of both of these so we can compare them. All right. So the cores all look pretty much the exact same inside of these, but that's not quite what we're here to talk about. So first, I'm going to compare these pieces on the Super Weilong V2. So if we take a look at these, they look almost the same. In fact, they might actually be pretty much the same. Yeah, I don't really see too many differences. Maybe, I mean, the Super Weilong's a bit smaller because it's a smaller cube, but other than that, they look exactly the same, except on the Super Aolong, oh, never mind, it was just the way the light was. Okay, so yeah, the dragon scale coating's about the same. It looks to me to be the exact same piece. Very, 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 very similar. Maybe there's some slight differences that I can't notice, but the corners look exactly the same. And the edges, this is where I expect there to be some differences. And There's some differences. If we look at the edge piece, if you look at the side profile, you can see that the Aolong does not stick out as far, and the ridge is quite different, where this has a more diagonal like taper to it, and this just has like a little bump, and then it flattens back out again. So we have some difference there. So yeah, and then there's not a track in here or on this piece, whereas there's a, whoa! There's actually a track that you can kind of see here on this piece. So there's a huge differences in the edge pieces, but the corners do look quite similar. So now we're going to compare these parts to the V11, which main difference is we don't have adjustable magnets, and it looks like the stock magnet is different. We have a very different mechanism here, you can see. So this is the Super Aolong and this is the V11. And there is, other than that, I don't think too many differences in corner shape. It looks like, yeah, it's pretty much just the magnets that are different on that. And then we're going to take a look at the edge pieces. So let's take a look at this edge. So, and this one you have exposed magnet capsules, whereas you do not on the Aolong. And we can see that we have very similar differences to the edges. You can kind of see there's a lip here where my finger is. There's a track. We do not have that here. And then the side profiles are quite similar, where the V11 has a very pronounced tiny ridge to build the track, and then this just has a nice flat taper. So it looks like the V11 and the Super Weilong are more similar to each other than the Super Aolong is, but I think the main difference between the Super Aolong and the other two is pretty much just the edge piece and the magnet setup, because other than that, they look very, very similar. The pieces, especially the corners, look almost the same. So not too crazy, but we do end up getting a quite different feel because of that different edge piece and the track design internally that I have noticed. And I gotta be honest, it's not as impressive as the V11. Now, don't get me wrong, this cube is, it's very good. I really enjoy it. There's just something about it that I can't get past that's kind of throwing me off. I get like these tiny lockups, if that makes sense, and they don't affect the solve, but I can feel them and I don't like them. And maybe that's just me having a hard time finding settings that I like, but I've been really experimenting with a lot of different magnet strengths, a lot of compressions and tensions, and I think I've got it to a point where like it's the best it's gonna get for me, but it doesn't quite work for me, to be completely honest with you. Not to say it's not a bad cube and that it wouldn't work for somebody else, but personally for me, I think I would still go with the V11. But I'm really excited to have this cube. I think it's really great if you're a collector. Aolong is not a name we have heard very recently, so that is also super cool. Just to see the Aolong coming back as a really nice cube. Yeah, it's good. It's just not quite working for me. So I don't want to discourage other people from getting it, because I think that a lot of people are gonna like this cube, especially if you feel like the V11 is a little bit missing something for you. This might actually be what works for you. It is unfortunate that it's $30 more, but MoYu's gonna MoYu, and we're gonna buy them anyways because we like cubes. So yeah, I mean, you can use code FATROCK at checkout again to save a couple dollars and make that price cheaper. But yeah, for me, not quite where I want it to be. But again, I don't want to discourage people from getting this. I think it's a great product, a great puzzle, and I really enjoy turning it. There's just that tiny little catchiness for me that I'm not digging. So I am going to leave you guys with some solves. And if this isn't something you're interested in, please keep in mind that the V11 is at a cheaper price point and everybody loves this cube. And the Cubicle actually just dropped a Pro Shop V11 that you might really be interested in. So you might want to check that out as well. I will leave the link to both of those cubes in the description, the Super Aolong and the new Cubicle Pro Shop V11. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit that like button. Comment down below if you're going to get this cube, if you already got it, what you think about it. And please, please, please consider subscribing. I really want to hit that goal if we can. And again, it's free. It really helps me out. Peace out.